Hello and welcome to another edition of pop.vox.presents. My name is Phil Vecchio, and I'm so glad you guys all joined us here today. And today we have a very special guest. Please welcome with me Mr. Jared Colinger of the Enigmatic Foe.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you so much for being here.
I'm glad to be here, man. I dig what you do. I like this format. Just getting to see all these other artists in a virtual way. Really appreciate what you do.
Yeah, thanks. It's really given us a chance to get a very diverse and wide range of artists too, which I love. And as we were talking about, we're several time zones away, and it's cool to get to chat with you in person still. So
Absolutely, man.
very cool. So now you're the Enigmatic Foe. This is your artist name, and we've kind of mentioned you recently because you've had some direct connections and collaborations with an artist we had recently, Josh Dooley of Map, and
Yeah.
he recommended me to you. I'm a little newer. I've been in your circles on the internet, I would say, but I'm relatively new to your stuff. And Josh was telling me about it, and I'm so glad he did. Tell me a little bit about your connection with Josh and how that all came about.
Yeah. Back in 2008-ish, he produced my second full-length record called Black, and I got to hang out with him for a week. I got to open for Map at this city show. Map was playing it for the city up on this hill, and I got to open for them. But Josh has been such a wonderful person to get to know, and we've more or less been each other's life coaches over the past since 2008. So if he was feeling low about something, I would encourage him. If I was getting frustrated with things, he would encourage me, and we've just had that back and forth rapport over the years. So and then in 2017 he sent me a couple of songs for his Hello Singularity record, some demos, and I added a couple of lines for lyrics. And then in 2019, we got to work together again, and he let me put the words in his mouth, and I wrote the words to 4 of the 5 songs on the History, Mystery, and Gifts EP, which was nerve-wracking, but a fun experiment because I'd not done that. I'd only written for myself.
That's so cool. I love seeing, like, looking through the liner notes and information on your albums back and forth. Like, it's just cool to see you guys. And then on your most recent single, you actually covered a Map song, which is super cool. So it's like the snakes that eat each other's tails, you know.
Man, I love Josh and his music, and it's one of those things that you want more people to listen to your musical inspirations and get more credit and attention. So yeah, he's such a fantastic guy, and
Awesome.
yeah, I'm glad to do that.
So you've got a new big double LP coming out soon. You've released a single. I think there's another single coming up before, if I'm correct.
Yeah, there's 3 singles
Okay.
coming out. So the first one was The Kids Are All Right. The next one, it's technically out now, but we're pushing it. We're really pushing on the 14th.
Okay.
So it's called The Suffering Art. And then the next one is going to be on July the 11th, I think, or July the 9th. Yeah, 3 songs, and each one of those singles has non-album bonus tracks. So there's incentives to listen to that stuff and get it.
And when is the big album? When does that drop? And how do people find
Yeah,
it? Just so we get
yeah.
that
The,
up front
the
here.
big double LP. It's called The Original Plan. It's July the 30th, and it'll be on streaming services, of course. But it's a real cool package for vinyl. But yeah, you can go to enigmaticfoe.bandcamp.com, and of course Instagram and Facebook for socials.
Excellent. Real quick, I have to interrupt because I neglected my one duty that I always start the show out with.
Phil, come
Janelle
on,
is over
man.
here next to me, and I just have to give a shout out to my behind the
Hello.
scenes support here. Thank you, Janelle, for helping us out and getting everything done. I couldn't do it without you.
I'm excited. Let's do this.
All right. Thank you for giving us that moment there.
Woo!
Now, Jared, we were talking earlier, and we have a lot of musical overlapping, a lot of tastes, a lot of, I'm pretty sure, Facebook groups that we're both involved in.
Yeah.
And if you wouldn't mind, I'd love to hear your tale about meeting Starflyer 59 once again, because it's great. Um,
Yeah. All right. So it started in 2002. So I reached out to Jason Martin when Live at the Paradox, that CD came out. And I said, hey, I know your songs. I can play guitar, keyboards. I'm your guy. And he politely declined my request. And he said, you should focus on your own music. So I took that initial denial. And then 2004, reached out to Jeff Cloud at Velvet Blue Music. And Jeff featured one of my songs on Start the Music compilation CD for Velvet Blue Music. And then in 2005, I had reached out to Frank Lenz to see if he might produce a record of mine. And so fast forward a couple months, and Starflyer's on tour in North Carolina, and Frank's there, Dooley's there, and Jason's there. And Frank recognizes me, so we sealed the deal to record together. But I could not approach Jason or Josh. So Frank had to be the one to introduce me to Jason at the bar smoking a cigarette. And Josh was behind the merch table selling Monk with a Gun and Frank's Brothers Who Are Breathing 7-inch. But I could not work up the nerve to talk to Josh at that time. So
Eventually you did, which is good.
eventually I did, yeah.
I love it. And I know that feeling. Like, it's weird because they're just people, but when you love an artist and what they do so much, it makes it challenging sometimes. So.
Yeah, and it's been very validating to be able to call them, text them, and send them stuff over the years, and they take the time to listen and say, hey, this is pretty cool, or hey, you should maybe think about doing this, or I could hear some horns in here, or maybe it's a synth. So it's been a cool relationship to have.
That's awesome. And you've recorded with or collaborated with both Martin brothers to some degree or another, so that's pretty
Yeah.
that's pretty epic.
Yeah.
That gives you points already right around here. So, Janelle, by the way, is going to be monitoring in the comments and things of that nature. So if anyone out there is listening live and you got a question or anything like that, feel free to drop it in the comment section, and we'll address those as that comes up. So again, thank you to everyone who's listening live. So today you've got some songs that we're going to be hearing in just a moment, and I had to comment because I loved the way that you did your song selection. Because a lot of times, a band that you love and they want to play all the new stuff, and someone who loves, if you love someone's catalog, you want to hear the new stuff, but you want to hear the oldies too. And I was just looking, and you had it like perfectly balanced across from like very early to something off the new album. It's like a fine mixtape, like you just appreciate when you can tell someone put thought into it. And I had to give you credit for that.
Thank you, man. No, there was intent behind it.
That's good. I could tell. That's the thing. I could see that and went, this is good. This is well done. One more thing I wanted to just bring up before we get into the songs is I don't know if is it an EP or a single? What do you call Momentary Moth? Mini EP?
A mini EP, yeah. So yeah, that came out in 2019, just a couple months before Josh's record. But yeah, Momentary Moth and Try. I wanted to push those before I
recorded,
and Jeff Cloud helped me do some PR for that. So
that mini EP is like a little perfect mini EP, and I just had to tell you, I love it. I've listened to those two songs together over and over and over again. It's just really, and there's something about the art of putting together an EP. A longer LP, you've got time to build and you've got all kinds of stuff, but to make something that's self-contained and really well done in just a few songs, 2 songs in this case, but it feels like a complete package. It's a real accomplishment, and I love it. So I just had to tell you that.
Hey, I thank you for the compliment, man. That's cool. No, I definitely wanted to release that and get attention to it, because it was one of those things where there's a lot of a lot of darkness and things that we can deal with internally, and especially with like working from home or just being isolated, you start to get in your own head,
Mm-hmm.
and it can be very easy to dwell on those things that are not good thoughts for you. So, but yeah, appreciate that, man.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful. Well, I think right now would be a good time, speaking of all this music, to get into some songs. How do you feel
Let's
about that?
do it. Let's do it.
Yes. Anything we need to know beforehand, or are we ready to just jump straight in?
Well, we'll go ahead and jump straight in.
All right, we'll talk about it afterwards. So, you guys, here we go with the Enigmatic Foe.
Let's begin. Time to talk it over. It's the end. Just a painful transition. It won't take long to grab my stuff, since you already packed it up. The kids are alright, and I'll see them on the weekends. I'm sure they'll understand that you have a new boyfriend. The kids are alright. Dinner's weird, conversation is awkward, empty bed, and it feels like an ocean. I saw you out the other day, but I don't think that you saw me. What's his name must be real nice. It's worth it just to see you smile. The kids are alright, but they're asking questions. Do we still love them? And if it's their fault, I try to reassure them as I took them in. The kids are alright. as I tried to plug the holes. I built myself, built with bricks, with no doors or windows, and it should last for a while, at least until I die. Beside me, with your hand upon my chest, then I slipped away. I slipped away. I'm seeing double, a devil and angel on his shoulder, controlling sweet words, whispered in silence, tell me sweetly, here comes the twist. You don't exist. You are my favorite hallucination. You are my favorite hallucination. I'm happily drowning in the sea that I created. You were a vision, off in the distance, coming closer. You came to be necessity. Once I was blind, but now I see. You are my favorite hallucination. You are my favorite hallucination. Reality is killing me, so I made you. And I don't mind if no one calls, 'cause I have you. You are my favorite hallucination, a product of my feverish imagination. Created company for conversation. You are my favorite hallucination. I poured everything into this one thing, and nothing came of it. spent all my time and starved for the dream, but I lost much more than sleep. Was it the hand I was dealt, or just circumstance? The results are the same, and I'm tired of this dance. I start to think, what's the point of it all? I gave my whole heart, pursuing a love, and nothing came of it. I once had the strength to battle it out, but I fought too many wars. There's just so much damage a person can take. The bruises won't heal, bones continue to break. I start to think I'm a fool to have tried. I gave it my all. Now I've nothing left. I'm in a dark place and I'm searching for light. We're given a choice. You either live or you die. I start to think maybe one more try. Just one more try. One more try. One
That was beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Jared.
Thank you, Phil.
Oh, just fantastic. We got a couple of comments as well in the chat that I wanted to share with you real quick.
Yes.
Cool.
Stacy said my fave to the last song that you just sang. And then Travis said, love that one. And I believe that was the second song. I was trying to keep track.
Of when the comments came up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all.
So,
And a great tune.
yeah,
in
great
there.
tune.
Yeah.
And
And a lot of likes and thumbs up and
people
stuff.
like
So
your music.
it's good.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Stacy. That's my wife.
Oh, is it? Hey.
Well, and Travis.
That's right.
Travis commented too.
Travis is cool. He's a cool guy.
He's a cool guy. It's important to have your wives appreciate your music. It makes it a lot easier, right?
Yes, it does.
That's awesome. Again, I love that song. That whole, the momentary moth and try, like the journey it takes you through. It resonates a lot. I like it a lot. So
I appreciate that.
Excellent. Well, Jared, before we go and wrap this up here, because believe it or not, it's almost all the way to the end here. Where can everyone find you? We talked a little bit about how to buy your stuff, but what other social media things? Where can everyone come across the Enigmatic Foe?
Well, you can search Enigmatic Foe on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. But you can really get all that at enigmaticfoe.bandcamp.com. There's also some special content over at SoundCloud on the Enigmatic Foe page right now.
Excellent. Yeah, I guess the Enigmatic Foe is a pretty great name to be Googleable. We were talking with poor Josh and Map. It's hard to come across.
I know.
But that's good. You picked that very well, so it's easy to come across you on the internet, which is good.
Yeah, it's just the right amount of pretentiousness.
It's unique word combination. That's what we're looking for in this day and age, which is so weird, but you have to have that to be able to be found, you know.
You do.
That's fantastic. Well, Jared, I want to say just another huge thank you so much for being here with me today, and please don't let this be the last time that we do something together. I really
Absolutely.
have enjoyed your music and getting to know you a little bit here, so I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Janelle, thank you.
Yes.
You're so welcome. I loved it. It was very enjoyable.
It was awesome meeting you too.
Awesome. And thank you again so much for those of you who are listening live or watching later on YouTube. We appreciate you guys checking it out. Make sure you keep track of our little calendar of other amazing artists coming up. We've got some great stuff. The closing slide here will have our most current schedule, so you can check that out at the end here. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it. Once again, thank you, Jared. And we'll see you guys all next time on Pop.vox Presents.